doing well. And he got his greens this morning and his fresh water. He's a happy boy. Got the pellets in there. And Mama Jessica got fresh water and her pellets today. I'm giving her her greens. Hi, sweetie. She's a little jumpy. And she's a mama. She's always jumpy. She'll grunt at me sometimes. Okay, girly. Here you go. And I haven't checked her babies yet today, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hi, sweetie. See if I pet her, she'll probably grunt, but I take the box out because that's the best way to do it. Upsets her less. Sorry about being all crumbled about. I don't have a fancy stick. Go over here. If you follow us, actually I don't think I've done a video since that drama. I'll give you an update on it, but for this litter, she originally had 9. She gave birth to one outside the box, and then 2 days later, she gave birth to the rest of them. Unfortunately, for some reason, the weather was warm, so it wasn't because they were cold. She pulled a ton of hair, and then the only way I can describe it is packed it. These 3 were at the front of the box, so they were saved, but all the ones that were at the back were basically eating her fur. It was down their throat. People tell me, oh, that's not, what happened, that they won't, do that. And I, okay. But that's what I observed when we pulled them out. They're sweet. They're very, very sweet. She seems to be doing real well with them now. And she seems to be okay. But yes, aren't they just the sweetest little things you ever did see? Yes, yes, yes. I know. Okay. Cover them back up a little bit because it's going to be a warm day. Mama unveil you when she's ready for you, right? Okay. Well, we're going to put this box back, and then I'll give you an update. Hi, buddy. So this is the update on the turkeys. Started out with 21. Lost 5 between shipping and a couple of days after shipping. Our 2 ducks that were in here with them and separated were moved out, and I'll show you those in a minute. Unfortunately, we are only left with 12. We had 3 lost, another 3 losses the other day. They were all piled up in the corner. So every corner that can be, blocked off is now blocked off. They've got plenty of water. They still have a heat lamp. There are about 4 weeks, so they're not fully feathered out. We're waiting for them to get a bit bigger before we can put them in the tractor on grass. So we've had a little bit of cool weather that's showed up. So yeah, we just have to wait a little bit longer. And so yeah, these seem to be all fairly the same size. So we're hoping. Say hi, Ducky, Ducky, Ducky.
Good evening. Sandy says we're going to go prune, which of course I have no idea how to prune. The ducks want to go in the garden and get their evening snack of bugs in the garden. So I guess I'll let them do that. They can walk around us while we're pruning. The garden gate or garden fence that the chickens haven't managed to go over yet. Come on, Latch, let go. And high stepping in my Crocs and my socks. I hope you don't mind. Potatoes growing crazy. No bugs yet. The okra is starting to sprout amongst the grass. I think this is cucumber or zucchini. I don't know. These ones is the little sign says it's zucchini. These are our beans. They're growing like crazy. More beans, I think. I don't know. Sandy had to cover the cabbage. She found some bugs as I try and tromp through the mud. peppers, and oh my, how glorious. I've never grown purple basil before, but it's just blowing up. It appears, it starts out green and then becomes this gorgeous purple. Love it. Tomatoes, 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 tomatoes. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's just a flower. A little bitty thing of cilantro. Onions, onions, onions. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Whoa! It's like sink in the mud. Don't ask. I don't know. I won't tell because I don't know.
Don't ask what?
Don't ask, don't tell. I don't know what it is.
Read the sign. Stuck in the ground. You're on the wrong side. Cauliflower.
Ah, Sandy says cauliflower.
I don't know.
What's in the pot?
Which one?
The one right in front of me.
I don't know.
Okay.
Calendula?
I don't know. Carrots, carrots, carrots. And the first chunk over here is kale to there. And then we have lettuce, lettuce, lettuce that Sandy picked the mess of today. And anyway, there's yeah, see, look at them ducks. They just love it in here. There's so many bugs and stuff that, and they like that. Pardon? We have escape. Uh-oh. I'll have to cut that off. Anyway, I guess I need to go help her because I've got the scissors. So, bye.
So this is a strange place to start the garden walkthrough, but I harvested potatoes the other day. It was a hit or miss situation anyway, but I just figured having these small potatoes rather than having them rot would be better than nothing. So I've got these in the barn drying out, and since I'm in here, I'll go ahead and give you an update on the incubator. We had a hen that was broody that did part of the time on the eggs. I think she sat for 15 days on duck eggs for me, and then just kept getting mad and yelling and screaming. It come out, come out, come out. And so I finally let her off, and I just moved them into the incubator with the ones that I had put in from the same lay batch around the same time. So they've been in here. This is day 23. I just removed the turners. I wasn't going to take any chances because we had a power outage, and I don't know if my counter is working correctly. So they are in here at day 23. We'll see what happens. So there's that. And now we'll go ahead and walk out to the garden. The garden's been hard to keep up with. I went through another bout with Meniere's and double ear infections and antibiotics and yada, yada, yada. So off those now, and I am making myself move. Great, wonderful friend Shane Turney had these pallets that he has at his business, and we turned them into a fence, and it's really, really cool. Great guy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we have all of those to haul back and finish it up, and I'll show you where those are going to go. So as always, we are still having problems with our drainage in the garden. But, you know, whatever. So this is where the potatoes were. And like I said, this was a fast thing because of some tractor work that was done, unannounced tractor work that was done before we had our tractor. So it just wasn't an ideal situation. There's pockets of holes underneath here because there was clay and wood in there, and it just wasn't done as right as I would like it to be. So I pulled them out. However, I did see some sweet potatoes growing in here, so I'm going to leave those. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's great. Whatever. So I've got my Chinese peppers all over the place. Here's one. I'm forgetting what this is. It's one of those wonderful things that I needed to grow for herbs. Guess I better identify that. This is lemon balm. That's doing pretty good. And this is the purple, golly, Yeah, brain fog. Okra, sorry. So that's purple okra. Hopefully they're not planted too close together. And I believe this one is zucchini. No fruit yet, lots of flowers. Um, Lots of flowers, lots of bees pollinating, so doing good on that. And then there's butternut squash and yellow squash on this one. And then this is the oriental beans, really good. I've been getting a pretty good harvest on those, but they're really leggy, so I've been having a hard time with keeping them upright. Been tweaking that. And this is cucumbers. As always, they go wild. I don't think you could, I mean, me as a person couldn't hurt my cucumbers, but, they've been doing pretty good. I've harvested a few. And this is parsley. More of those peppers are doing pretty good. Decided to do them in the pots because these can be winterized and I don't want to lose them this year. Then I moved my peppers from the tomato patch because it was way too crowded and they seem to come back, so that's great. And then there's some purple basil in here and some other of those pepper plants. There's my tomatoes. They may be too close together. They may be on the leggy side, but I've been trying to keep the suckers down and get it so it's going to fruit. Got my marigolds there and marigolds all around here to try to keep the bugs away. Try to weed as much as I can. It gets so hot. That doesn't really work well with me. So, yep, there they are. And I did plant some Brussels sprouts and some more herbs over here, but these boxes were falling apart from 2 years ago, so I don't know. That's all the corn I got. I'm probably going to sacrifice it because it's just too dry and there's not enough good soil here. So those pallets that are up there, they're going to go from here up to here and follow this fence all the way down, probably more squared off, and over to that fence over there. A little more chicken proof. The only 2 sunflowers I have, and they've been attacked. It's just crazy. There's some more herbal flowers in here, and gosh, if I could remember it. All of my tags, disappeared. So, yep, anyway. Looks like that one's some sort of daisy. So here's my onions. They kind of been wangly. I don't know. I got these as, just starts and put them in. Corn salad. Yuck. Bitter at 1 inch tall, just awful. I would never recommend it. It did get hit by some bug infestation, and so did the kale. Got hit hard, and I really like kale. It's really annoying. So I just left it. I'm feeding a little bit here and there to the rabbits, and not treating it. I wouldn't treat it with anything but organic anyway, but I'm not treating it anymore. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend corn salad seed mix. It's gross. So then I finally was able to get the covers on the cauliflower and the broccoli, which also were hit by those butterfly moth deals. It may not be perfect, but it's what I've got right now, and it seems to be working. They're growing, and I don't know if that's just what they're supposed to look like. I've never had luck with broccoli and cauliflower, so we shall see. I did lose all my cabbage to those same pests, pulled those all out. My carrots are jamming. I probably didn't thin them out enough. I'm also giving carrots and carrot tops to the rabbits. They haven't had any bug infestations, so not too worried about that. And here's my Greek oregano, flat parsley. That one's flat parsley. So that's pretty much the update on the garden and what we are doing here when the season is over and we go to put it to bed, because we've had so many drainage problems, and as you can see, because of that, our little operation here with the boxes hasn't been too successful. They've been falling apart, and probably because of the drainage. So at the end of the season, we're going to pop everything apart and let it drop to the ground, probably run the tractor in here or hand till it, a little bit, not a lot, just to kind of add some amendments, and then we'll cover it and we'll be planting on the ground next year. So that's the plan. We are kind of shifting our diet to carnivore. So most of what we have that we do grow in the garden is either going to be something that's okie dokie to have. Not that there's a lot when you're on carnivore, because it's carnivore. But things that we can use to either dry out in season, use for flavor, maybe things we can feed our chickens or animals. It'll just be for them. So that's that.